everyone, and good morning to you all. I want to thank you for letting me speak in your classroom. Before I begin my speech, I would like to share a brief excerpt of my book, Gone Away Lake. The little house looked dark and severe under the shadowy trees. It looked like the house of a witch, and it was so still there. The wind seemed to be holding its breath. Everything in the world seemed to be holding its breath. Foster 2. My name is Elizabeth Enright, and I was born on September 17, 1909 in Oak Park, Illinois. My father's name was Walter Enright, and he was a political cartoonist. My mother's name was Maginelle Enright, and she was a book and magazine illustrator. My parents both divorced when I was 11 years old, and I attended a boarding school in Connecticut shortly after. Then I heard from my mother that she got remarried and she became Maginelle Barney. My summers were usually spent on my uncle Frank Lloyd Wright's property. Frank Lloyd Wright was an American architect of fascinating structures such as Falling Waters. Falling Waters was an absolutely incredible house. It was talked about a lot. It was actually built on the side of a waterfall, and it was going over it like it was going to fall off. It was really cool, and I stayed there for most of my summers. My time spent at my uncle's property influenced most of my ideas for the children's adventures in my books, like going through forests, finding new discoveries to be able to experiment with. I prepared for my career as an illustrator when I was 16, and I studied at the Art Students League of New York in 1947 and at Parsons School of Design in Paris, France. I reviewed children's literature for the New York Times and taught creative writing at Barnard College for 2 years. A few years after that, I met a really nice guy, and his name was Robert Gillum, and he's an advertising executive. And a few years after, we had 3 sons named Nicholas, Robert, and Oliver. My best books were Kintu, A Congo Adventure, Thimble Summer, The Saturdays, The Four-Story Mistake, Gone Away Lake, and many others. I also received many awards for my best books, including the Newbery Honor. I like to write my stories about children and the world around them. I put them in control of the world to show others how things are through the eyes of a child. In some stories, I have even included my own life stories along with my own children. For example, the youngest son in the Melody series name is Oliver, which is the name of my own youngest son. My mother told me her stories as a child, which inspired me to write things of my own. It gave me something to do during my free time at school, since friendship didn't usually happen for me. I was often alone during lunchtime, and I usually sat in the back of the classroom by myself. And it was pretty lonely, and I was kind of sad. So be sure to thank your mothers for all they've done for you, because you never know, something they might tell you or do for you just might inspire you to do something great, like become an author. So thank you.